Hi everyone, my name is MM Noor from Faculty of Mechanical and Automotive Engineering, University of Malaysia Pahang. Thank you for inviting me to give this keynote for the National Conference on Advance in Material Manufacturing and Artificial Intelligence Application. Um, Thank you to Harcourt Butler Technical University for this keynote session. This is my brief profile on my experience in as academician and also my industrial experience before. And this is my research, which is on heat transfer, hydrogen, nano engineering, renewable and sustainable energy, and also some others like manufacturing system and also Lean Six Sigma. I'm from University Malaysia Pahang Al Sultan Abdullah UMPSA, which is established on 2002. We are on Malaysia Technical University Network. Our main area is actually on processing engineering and automotive, which is also mechanical. Our university is actually changed the name two times, starting with Guptem, and 2007 we are UMP, Malaysia Pahang, and lately, last 2 years, we changed to Malaysia Pahang Al Sultan Abdullah UMPSA, which is we are on engineering and technology setup. This is our faculty member, part of our staff, academic staff and technical staff. We have 8 faculty, which all of them are engineering and technology, and we have 800 plus academic staff, and our cluster is on smart city, artificial intelligence, anti-sustainable energy, and petrochemical. All these are including material science and also sustainable energy. And we have 7 center of excellence, which is research center, automotive engineering, fluid and processes. We have also bioaromatic, artificial intelligence, and also advanced intelligence and also industrial technology. My title today is on sustainable urban mobility, nano cooling, thermal management for electric vehicle batteries. In this presentation, we have 3 main parts, which is sustainable cities, automotive EV, and also nano cooling battery thermal management system. As we all know, we have 17 Sustainable Development Goal, SDG, which is from number 1 to number 17, and today we are talking about SDG 11, which is Sustainable Cities and Communities. This is the SDG 11. This is the crowded cities with very high density communities, and you can see the next picture. I believe we all dreams to live in this kind of cities, which is we have very low density plus some parks, green, and all that. What is SDG 11? Sustainable cities and communities, which goals set by the nation to make cities safe, inclusive, resilient, and sustainable. These 4 elements of safe, inclusive, resilient, and sustainable, which is everybody dream for good cities to live on. According to current population data, we have 60% of the world population live in ASEAN. And last portion is actually in urban area. And India account for 17.8 of the world population, while China is second, which is 17.7 shares. Africa is the most fastest growing, which is annual growth of 2.4%. This is a fact that the communities in the world. Talking about dilemma on energy needs, yeah, the key challenge on the energy point is we have security, equity, and sustainability. These three is actually basic needs for all the cities and all the countries. Okay. What is sustainability? It's actually environment, economy, and social combined together. The center will be sustainability. Okay. Looking to the SDG 11 in India data. Okay. As you can see here, by 2030, India will have 7 mega cities with population over 10 million. Very big. Okay. And maybe about 1/3 live in the urban area, and 70% of urban population live in slum area, which is become very high density. Okay. And talking about needs, okay, 11.2% urban household don't have even sanitary toilet, and also very high waste, 43 million ton of waste generated from the cities. And from all this, you can see here 2.5 million pollution related death in 2015. This is very high numbers. Okay, looking to the sustainability and renewable energy, we have example efficient renewable hydrogen energy, bioenergy, green energy, eh, and also carbon capture. With all this, we have flagship for the energy needs. Okay. And challenge for SDG, actually cities cover only about only 2% plus in the Earth's surface, but 70% of the human generated emissions and also human uh, pollution is come from cities. Okay. Why? This is the three. We need to have accessibility house, inclusive public space, and transport system. This is what inclusive cities and communities. Okay, you see mobility, we have very crowded of transportation, but we dream of like this, very neat and also modern. Mobility and urban energy, looking into this, we have some challenge like 80% of consumption and global waste is on carbon emission. How to make it better? We have to invest on renewable energy. Okay, like enhance public transport system, like equitability access for all public transport in the mainly in the cities. Okay, and looking to this environmental impact on urban, you can see here optimization of urban density, enhance space, and what we can see number 3 here is promoting green mobility, which is we have to have like EV, cycling lane, public transport powered by uh, green energy, something like that. Okay, I can see some plan by India itself. Okay, like Prime Minister Modi said, city in the past were built on riverbank. Now they build on highways near or along the highways. But in the future, the cities will be expand or more towards optical fiber network or next generation infrastructure. I totally agree with him because of the needs of human and from transportation of river and go towards next generation needs. Okay, especially on certain area like Mumbai, they have significant number of improvement from slum urban until now. Okay, example, you can see here the challenge of humility. More than half of people in the world live in cities and will be increased by 60% by 2030. Okay, Example of sustainable big cities in India. This is what I search, and this is example only big cities. Mumbai, Maharashtra, which is they have some project on metro expansion, slum redevelopment, urban infrastructure. Okay, New Delhi, Bangalore, Hyderabad, Chennai, Tamil Nadu, they all improve a lot. Sustainable big cities. Uh, on the normal cities, is Diu, Mysore, Mysore, Agartala, and Abdidawat. This is all the improve or example of cities. That's sustainable movement. Okay. Other than that, is this is example of Mysore, and other than that, also we have Indore, Madhya Pradesh, Surat, Gujarat, Chandigarh, Kerala, Kochi. All these are on SDG and a very good planning for future sustainable cities. Okay, this is example of Surat. Looking into this, I believe India cleaner cities in 23 is a very nice area to stay. Okay, in the case of the world, we have Copenhagen, Brazil, Germany, Singapore. They have a lot of cities with the green. And why green? One of the important criteria is green energy like solar. Okay, we have advantage and advantage. Example, renewable energy sources is good but high cost, or uh, reduced bill, but it's depend on whether diversity application, but storage is still expensive. Low maintenance, but still a lot of space or bigger space. Okay, that's the uh, overall pro and con example. In worldwide, SDG focus on our unsustainable lifestyle, promote equity and human rights. This is worldwide commitment. I believe many countries looking to this, which is net zero emission by 2050. Okay, an example of in the case of Malaysia, we have also the plan for net zero 2050. You can see here zero emission or zero smart emission city by 2030. Okay, move to EV and nano cooling. I go very fast on here. The state of art and future of nanomaterial in automotive innovation. Okay, some short history on automotive. You can see here, uh, early of 16 or 17 century, we have steam engine powered, and 18 we have first car powered by ICE engine, very simple engine, and 1885 Carlsbad German engineer design and patent uh, internal combustion engine car, which is called motor wagon time. And Ford moved in early 1908, and then after that the automotive expand a lot by uh, using especially after the World War, they use for development of defensive vehicle, transportation for soldiers, all that. Okay, and evolution we can see here is 18th century steam vehicle, then 19th century combustion vehicle, 20th century move toward gasoline and diesel vehicle, and 21st century now we go to electric vehicle. Okay, major milestone I can see slightly here, but example 1911 started at electric starter for car, and moving until 2000 smart technology and smart car start the breakthrough on the innovation for the automotive. Okay, and artificial intelligence, like automotive, uh, moving inside the uh, add on to the artificial intelligence in the automotive, like machine learning and deep learning, computer vision, big data, we use the many data collected and also to become put in predictive maintenance, vehicle management, and connectivity. Okay, human machine interface, self drive, and also human interface system, smart visual, to become more easy or friendly handling. 3D printing, which is additive, even engine also now we can print and make a full set of internal combustion engine by printing. And Internet of Things, we have a lot of things here: smart engineering, better flow, optimal, predictive maintenance, and remote software update. All this is IoT. ADAS, advanced driver assistance system, a lot of improvement to and improve the automotive handling or car handling. Autonomous, now many modern cities already have autonomous vehicle without driver. Okay, for um, example, they use a lot like Uber or Grab car, whatever. Okay, then electrification, which is electric vehicle. Okay, now challenge is actually towards battery and also recharging station. Okay, nano material. If we talk about nano, then the size of material must be 1 to 100 nano, and bigger than that is considered normal material. Okay, this is the range. If you put human hair, is about 100 micro. Nanoparticle start with 1 to 100 nano. Smaller than that is actually like atom. Uh, is 10 to the power of minus 10 meter. This is atom size. Okay, this is size, nanomaterial and bulk material. Size 1 to 100 is actually nano, and bigger than that is actually become bulk material or normal material. Okay, this is the classification. We have carbon-based, organic, inorganic, composite, and also we have also some others like numbers of dimension, shape, and also porous, mesoporous, artificial, and also natural, and some others potential toxicity. Okay, dimension, 0 dimension, 1 dimension, 2D, and also 3 dimension. Nano nanotechnology, you can see here, is actually take advantage of nanotechnology or nano scale to improve the heat transfer, to improve the productivity, to improve the efficiency of many things. Okay, what is the impact on this nano? Example we put here, impact and also demand. Okay, we put here if you see need to do or to do and must do. Okay, high impact and high demand is actually need to do. Okay, and smart vehicle is actually on must do. This is the impact. Okay. Some other that we have also a lot of other things for the application of nanomaterial. Okay, current use of nanomaterial in automotive. Example, we have nano additive fuel, self-cleaning nanofilm, nanomaterial in batteries, and some other things like nano sensors and nanoparticles in tire, engine, and body. Okay, and also nano coolant. We use nanofluid to improve the coolant properties and to become better cooling for the engine and system and the whole system. Okay, future challenge, we have some other like lightweight and strength, smart manufacturing, precision manufacturing, enhanced coating, and advanced energy storage. All these are future challenge in industry. We're talking about nano cooling and battery thermal management system for the future electric vehicle. Okay, if put here advanced internal combustion engine or ICE, 50% up to 50%, natural gas and biofuel improve slightly to 10 to 30%. Okay, reduction of potential carbon reduction. Hybrid fuel and electric, which is 30 to 40% potential reduction. We go to fully hybrid, 50 to 100%. And also hydrogen, also same, 50 to 100%. More advanced technology advancement plus versus carbon reduction potential. Okay, why? Because we need to improve and reduce the emission and pollution. We have 4 types of electric vehicle, battery electric vehicle, which is BEV. Example, Tesla, Nissan Leaf, BMW i4, Hyundai. Okay, hybrid electric vehicle, which hybrid means non-plug. They use ICE engine and also charge the battery inside, but non-plug-in. That's called hybrid, like Prius non-plug, Honda inside for Escape. One more is a plug-in hybrid. Plug-in hybrid means engine. We have engine, also we have but battery that charge from outside, plug-in, like Chevrolet Volt, Toyota Prius Prime, okay, Mitsubishi Outlander. And finally, we have a fuel cell, FCEV, fuel cell EV, example Toyota Mirage, Honda fuel cell, and Exos. This is very promising technology. Okay, example of fuel cell. Actually, to produce hydrogen, we use electrolysis. Okay, separate from hydrogen, water, separate hydrogen and oxygen. Okay. Anyway, the fuel cell itself is actually we combine back hydrogen and oxygen to generate the energy and water. That energy we take out to move the car or something. Okay, this is example of what car mobility is update on. Example BMW iX5 fuel cell, Nissan Versa 34 on July, Yaris Toyota August 22, some other advanced like Honda. This is still new last year, and some other updates. This also can see here. This is the start fuel cells with the hydrogen fuel tank, and some other type of car. Okay, electric vehicle. This is I do some updates on research on battery thermal. Okay, some background. This is the take on why we need this. Actually, the market penetration of EV. I take example in China. Since last year, the car sales already exceed 51% monthly. Mean that every month EV sales is higher than non-EV car. Okay. Anyway, with current technologies in the market that already established, and we have a lot of serious fire incident. According to SEMA, their record, they have about 640 serious accident in 2023 itself. Okay, then this is an example of fire accident. Okay, type of battery cooling. We have 4 type of cooling: air cooling, liquid cooling, phase change material cooling, and heat pipe cooling. These 4 type of cooling you can separate again into advantage, disadvantage, and it's all 4. And we tap the example like air cooling. We use airflow to cool the battery. Liquid cooling, we use the water, or we use the nano to cool the also maybe ethylene glycol or something, for reducing the or managing the heat from the battery. Okay, like with lithium ion battery, okay, we have a lot of things to consider and also to research on the battery structure, and also example, we have super high voltage, super fast charging. That super properties will become more heat problem. Then we have to cool down and manage the heat to avoid the overheat and fire. Okay, and like if we put on heat pipe, HP heat pipe, battery thermal management system, okay, we do some testing. This type of OHP or this type of OHP, these two. Okay, then the setup is something like this. We have the mobile, we have the liquid cooling, we have sensors, we have the PC or data acquisition module, and also some power supply, and this is the sensor in the middle. Okay, and this is the example of reverse T type. Reverse T type, we put the battery here, battery module, and we test the thermal management on this battery. Okay, and this is part of the other type of OHP, like detached and also some other heat collector style. Okay, we use the aluminium and copper, common material. Okay, the result is like this, like effect of cooling temperature, and also some other uh, low temperature coolant to enhance change of temperature or thermal between the evaporator and also condenser, and for also high temperature coolant temperature. This is detailed result. I didn't explain all this too long. Okay, and some other result, and you can see some example, OHP failure is not work, and OHP work. The temperature is in a proper way. Conclusion, which actually compared to um, liquid, the purpose of new BTMS, that in this study or in this research, the result is more stable and also better and also superior cooling performance. Okay? And nano significantly enhance cooling efficiency for the hybrid BTMS to reduce the thermal driving force. Okay, that's the conclusion for that research. Okay, and for the automotive industry itself, we have to continue research R&D. A lot of things I summarize here: 8 performance enhancement, efficient accessibility, safety enhancement, advancement, electric and autonomous vehicle, material science and exploration, market differentiation, economic growth and job creation, and technology convergence. This is that competitive and innovative R&D effort we have to do an ongoing. Okay. The final conclusion is all of us need to have an urgent call or urgent effort to achieve the sustainable urbanization, especially to use from the mobility. Okay, and for our future vision, cities are equitability, livable, and resilient space for all of us. Thank you, and I also welcome if any question later, or any research collaboration with me, and take my email. Thank you very much.